take number 2 because the last one was only like a minute long and I accidentally clicked the button. That's my fault. A little tired today. Did a lot of stuff and work on top of it beforehand. Topic of discussion is your environment matters. It's a little bug. Your environment matters. And I kind of figured out this topic last week when I was making and I think it was in the middle of making the video, or it could have been a little bit after, but I was like, oh yeah, I could definitely talk about this. And so yeah, your environment matters. That could be the people around you, the environment around you, just anything that around you that you take in. It could even be a TV show that you grew up watching. That's part of your environment. Your environment is everything external from you and also internal, because you affect yourself in a way too. So, and the reason your environment matters is because it can help. It can either break you down or support you or push you to the next level. And when you're someone who wants to be great or at something or whatever you want it is that you want to be good at, it's always good to be in an environment that supports that. And it doesn't have to be like, let's say you're a medical worker. You want to be in the medical field. You could work in the hospital. Of course, that environment will support you, because all the things that you experience there will carry on to your future there. But it could also be the people around you. Some people could be like negative, like they're not supporting, they don't let you, like when you're around them you feel like you're walking on eggshells, or like you don't feel heard. That could put you down. That's part of your environment as well, because then now it's like you're not really able to express yourself the way you want, or the way you feel like you should be. And it also goes into other things like say you grew up in a bad neighborhood, you might take in some of those actions that are quote unquote bad, but you might see it as something like that's normal, like you never thought it was something bad until you got into a new environment, and now you're seeing a new perspective. Now it's kind of like your eyes opened up a little bit, because now the past things that was bad the past things that you didn't know were bad are actually like bad to you now. Like you don't want to go back to that. And sometimes it takes a little bit of getting out of your environment. And there could be some cases where your setting, like the area around you, your setting isn't bad, but the people around you are, and that'll put you down a lot. That'll set you back hella, because now it's like you're missing out. You could miss out on so many opportunities in life that you didn't know about. You might be a more negative person. Like if you grew up with someone who's actually important to you as well. If you grew up with someone who's like constantly get annoyed at something very fast, you might pick up on that. Or if they don't see the good in things, you might pick up on that. It's all about what you surround yourself with, because at the end of the day, we're all social creatures. We all want to fit in. That's how we evolved. Different topic, but we all want to belong to something, whether that be people around us, the setting around us. We all want a sense of a belonging, so that we feel free to express ourselves. So and plus it also helps express ourselves to the fullest, because now your environment is cultivating the person that you want to be, or the person that was hidden inside you that couldn't express themselves. And that's always an amazing thing. I think I touched on that a little bit on my Be Free video, but that's always an amazing thing. So, and like growing up in a bad environment, sometimes you just gotta leave, and you might not want to, because that's your home, that's what you know, but you gotta expand your horizons. You don't know what you're missing out on, and do you really want to hold yourself back? Do you really want to let the fear of something new hold yourself back to becoming great in a way? Like, always try something out. Always try something out. Don't be stuck in that one little bubble. Even if that bubble has a lot of things in it, there's so much other things in the world. You'll never know. And then once you do actually try it out, your eyes will open up. like to an insane amount, because now there's different experiences, different cultures, different ways of things going on that might be different from the way that you grew up and the way you see things. So now you have a different perspective. Now you're introduced to two new topics. So now you're met with the choice of, how do I feel about this new topic, and does it go against my old one? Which one do I want to embrace? And it might be to the point where you don't have to make that choice. You can be fine with both and then come up with a whole different perspective. So it's all about, the more you know, the more you know. I guess that makes, the more you learn, the more your capacity of knowledge increases. Because if this can happen and that happened, what else could happen? You know what I'm saying? So it's all about just finding your environment that suits you the best. And like, yeah, like, how do I say this? And it doesn't have to be something that it doesn't have to fit you perfectly. If it does, amazing. But even just a little bit can go, so a little bit can take you afar. Yeah, there's like a phrase for that, but I completely forgot. But a little bit can take you so far. It really can. Like, even just being like, I'm always in the park because it really, I don't know, it just makes me happy being here. I like seeing the greenery. I like seeing the nature. Like, this is all life around me, and I'm part of life, so I want to be with it together. Like, we're all connected in the same way, and it helps me feel grounded. Quite literally, I'm sitting down, but it helps me feel grounded, and it just puts me in a good mood. Like, being in New York City, there's a bunch of buildings and stuff, which is cool, don't get me wrong. Architecture is amazing, design is amazing, but it's not really, there's no life attached to it in a way, because, you know, humans did make it, so there's that trace of it. But this is direct life, like, and that's just one example. Like, being in nature, it helps, like, calm me down. It helps open my mind. I just feel a lot better being here. And some people, it may not be like that. Some people may enjoy being in a city full of people, and that's just that's just an environment that makes them feel better. It's just whatever works with you. And sometimes it can be hard to find that area, but it's really just, you just gotta explore. You gotta try everything. You literally gotta try everything. Never always give something a shot, because you never know. What you might be missing out on a lot, and you wouldn't know. So your environment really matters, and it gives you a little reset button as well, especially if you move away. That my fault. There's like a little bug flying around. It's kind of cool. But especially if you move away, now it's a whole new environment. It doesn't even matter if you lived in a city and then you went to another city. It's a whole new environment, different people, different accents, different culture, different everything. And then, like, moments like that, I feel like everybody should have a moment like that where they're away from home for a while. Because then now, especially if you grew up in a bad environment, it'll help you out so much, because then you'll hit a reset. Now you can try again in a better environment. Doesn't matter your age as well. Well, maybe for older people it might be a little harder, because that's just how the brain works. But either way, it'll still have some sort of effect. And if it comes to the point where you explored, you tried that new environment out, but then you went back to the old one for whatever reason, there might be a case of the two mixing in a way, especially if both of them has such a big impact on you. And that mix is like, it can be kind of scary, because now it's like, you might have the question where it's like, who am I really? And that question is a little bit of a setup, because now it's like you're questioning yourself, and with that question, you don't know that when you ask that question, it comes with the connotation that you don't know yourself, but you do. So it's a better way of, the better question would be, who do I want to be? Make that choice, because now you're giving yourself that power. You're giving You're giving yourself that power of like, okay, this is me, but this is also me. How can I move forward with this in the best possible way? And it takes some time too. It's not this don't happen over time. I mean, this don't happen like this. If it does, you're A1. But it takes some time, especially if both areas are severely important to you. So it takes some time, and then eventually, like, you'll end up picking the best out of both worlds. You'll mix that in with who you are, and then moving forward, you become even greater. And if you're around people who don't really support you, people you don't really feel heard of, or like you got something going on, but then they're always doing something not good in a way, then it's like you really gotta separate yourself. And it can be hard, but it's like you gotta do what's best for you. You gotta push yourself to greater lengths. Don't let other people hold you back. Don't let your environment hold you back, because you deserve better. It's all about making the best decision for yourself, because at the end of the day, you have yourself. And for the people around you as well, especially if they're good people and they support you, don't forget about them. They matter as well. What else can I say? And then when you do get to that great environment that you finally found, or that you finally like, okay, this suits me. This is gonna cultivate me to be a better person, to become greater at whatever I want to be. Then it's like everything is just perfect. Everything just makes sense. You're finally home in a way. That's how it felt with me. You're finally home. It feels, and it'll be weird because it'll be something new, but then why does it feel like home? But it's just like, this is where you're meant to be in a way. This is what suits you. This is what's gonna help you. This is what's gonna push you to be better than who you are now. And then once it happens, like, and you keep going back to that environment, or you stay in it, where however it works for you, you'll become better and better every day. And better in the sense of like happiness, or if it's a skill like job, you'll get better. Anything that makes you feel better, anything that you feel like, anything that you want to work on, honestly. And how do I say it? If there's a possibility that you're in a bad environment but you can't really leave, it's a good thing. Well, if you're in a bad environment, you can't really leave, but you still want to be a better person and a great at whatever you want to do. That's good, because then you're building resilience. You're not letting, you know what to avoid in a way. My fault, because this is my fault. This seating position is not that comfy. My fault. What was I saying? No, yeah. If you're in a bad environment and you still want to do better, and you're not following what you see around you, you are a very strong person. You are very resilient, and that's good. Keep that going. Within that bad environment, there will always be a little spot that you can find. There's always the environment may be bad, and that's just in a general sense, but there will always be that spot, and there will always be somebody else who feels the same way you do. So once you find that person, and it will be hard, but once you find that person, stick together, because most oftentimes than not, that'll be a long-lasting relationship you have with that person. I mean, because you two know what's going on. You guys, you don't like the area you're in. You want to do better. You don't want this place to hold you back. Stick together, because then that person becomes part of your environment that suits you. Your environment is just not the setting. This is the environment, yes, but pretend you're next to me. I'm your environment too. I am what's around you. Remember, your environment is everything external and a little bit of internal, because your own mind is your own environment too. So go to an environment that cultivates you, and let your mind cultivate you. Have positive thoughts. Your thoughts are your environment as well. What else? It's always that one little spot. For example, this is one little spot. If you don't know, maybe I already said you just gotta explore. And finding that person within that environment may be hard, but it also can come easily. And when I say hard, it may be like more like time consuming, because everything that's meant to be for you will come to you so easily. So when you see that, that person will just happen to come into your life, quite literally. Sometimes you may have to seek it out, sometimes, but more often times than not, yeah, they'll be right there in that environment that was meant for you. And it's kind of crazy how all that works, but it's amazing at the same time, because everything that is meant for you will come to you, and it'll come so easily. Just make sure you appreciate the fact. Don't take what you have for granted. Yeah. Stay safe. I think I probably could talk about something else, but I'm always freestyling this, so it's all coming off the dome. I have the idea and I just start talking. That's all it is. Maybe I could start doing the thing where it's like, okay, I write it down, I plan it out, but I don't know. I want to get better at doing things on the spot, but I don't want to make this video 17 seconds. So be safe, take care, get out of the bad environment. If you can't, find a little spot. Once you find a good environment, stay in it and stay with the people around you. Take care.